Can you smell it? Can you smell anything from that story, from that article? It smells like the wafting, steaming stench of BS to me. Welcome to another video, everybody. I'm Alan Warren, the RVWingman. If you like this kind of content at the end, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it on social media. I want to talk to you about losing your senses. Yeah, when you're old, like I am, a lot of people watching this channel are old, you'll notice that your eyes don't work like they used to. They just don't. We need our readers. Most of us do. You'll notice probably that your hearing is not what it once was. But something that has gotten better, at least it's gotten better for me, is my ability to sniff and smell. I can smell, and I don't know what it is, but every day I'm able to smell more and more. And let me explain. So I watch and read the RV industry business publications to try to stay in touch, keep my brain wrapped around what the industry is saying and trends and things. On June the 13th, and I did a video about this, I'll put a link to that video down below, but on June the 13th, I saw this weird op-ed that was in RV business, and it was written by a consulting firm for the RV industry. And this is just not long ago. This was June the 13th. I want you to just hear some of what this story has to say. Backlogs of sales are strong for dealers, and manufacturers and profits are at an all-time high. The job market is terrific. Housing prices are rising. And in spite of recent turbulence, major companies are still reporting excellent profits. What a great time to be in the RV industry. That's the opening paragraph to this story, an op-ed by a consultant firm that put it out on, it was June the 13th. Now, later on in that op-ed, it says a common refrain we heard during the 2008-2009 financial crisis was, quote, "There are so many things I wish I would have done when the market was good to make sure I was ready for all of this," end quote. What was true then is true now. There is no better time to prepare for a down market than when you're in a good one. Now is that time. Can you smell it? Can you smell anything from that story, from that article? It smells like the wafting, steaming stench of BS to me. I mean, are my eyes lying to me? Am I supposed to believe this consultant? If you read the entire story, again, that video is down below, and I'll try to find a link to that particular op-ed. If you read it, you'll see that, at least in my opinion, this consultant is playing both sides of the coin. Both sides. Things are good, but you better prepare maybe for a down market. Maybe? Are you kidding me? So that was June the 13th. On June the 27th, RV Business also posted this, and so things are supposed to be good, right? RV business is great. RV wholesale shipments top 50,000 for the best May ever. Results for the RVIA May 22 survey of manufacturers determined that total RV shipments ended the month with 50,529 units, the best May on record, and an increase of 2.6% compared to the 49,241 units shipped last May. Through May, RV shipments are up 11.8% as compared with the same point last year, with 279,038 wholesale RVs. Isn't that great? I mean, it's wonderful. Shipments are up. Everything is up. That was June the 27th. So June the 13th, we hear this op-ed how great everything is. June the 20th, and it might be time to prepare. June the 27th, 2 weeks later, we hear that, man, May was the highest number of RVs ever shipped during the month of May in the RV industry. The next day, are you smelling it? I'm smelling it. The next day, RV Business shared a story that was in the Wall Street Journal. Heard of the Wall Street Journal? Yeah, so have I. It says, Wall Street Journal, RV investors buckle up for bumpy ride. What? I thought the RV industry was a great time to be in the RV industry. What's going on? Is it this or is it this? Investors prepare for a bumpy ride. The RV industry sector provided a great ride for investors who hopped on before the pandemic, blah, blah, blah. This story from the Wall Street Journal, I want to get to this. Analysts see several roadblocks ahead. Though rising interest rates mean much less attractive financing, and many buyers were priced out even before that. Meanwhile, pump prices make international air travel seem a bargain by comparison. Filling up a large motorized RV in California could actually cost you nearly $1,000 a tank. But even hitching your RV to a small towable is getting pricey. So, what's going on? There's RVs everywhere on the dealers' lots. Everywhere. Every dealer I go by, it seems like, man, we got a lot of inventory. That is the issue. Too much inventory. So, while it's good for the industry, it's good for parts of the RV industry. It's not good necessarily for dealers, and it's not good when the consumers aren't buying. The Wall Street Journal continues to say, after a supply chain slowdown because of the pandemic, dealers have seen a rapid recovery in inventory levels at an inopportune time. No kidding. Nearly 70% of RV dealers said demand has slowed noticeably since April, according to a spring survey by Truist. About 40% of those surveyed were expecting sales volumes to decline this year versus last year, compared with just 5% who were surveyed in answer the survey in February. 40% are anticipating lower sales. I'll bet you there's going to be lower sales on 90%, more than 90% of all RV dealers during the year 2022. The Truist survey found a quarter of dealers reported that they were already too heavy on inventory, the highest such reading in 3 or 4 years. Data from the analytics firm J.D. Power, shows the average retail value across RV classes in the U.S. has eroded this year through April. And by the way, J.D. Power is a story in and of itself. I'm working on something. I'm communicating with the people at J.D. Power because I have some questions. It's like I can sniff out, and it just seems like something's not right. It's not right out there. Are you like me? Does your sniffer seem to smell more BS now than ever before? Are we supposed to believe everything that we read? Well, if we are, well, which one is it? It's a great time to be in the RV industry, or it's not so much. The Wall Street Journal, one other line it says is that Raymond James analyst Joseph Altobello wrote last week, the industry will be hard-pressed to complete a soft landing. I think we are getting ready for a crash landing. And this leads me to you people who want to buy a new RV. If you think you're going to go out there, man, I'm going to get a steal of an RV, you're thinking wrong, in my opinion, respectfully. This is what I think. I think that all dealers are hurting, all of them. You know why? Everybody's hurting. Almost every industry, every single niche person, everybody is hurting in today's economy, including RV dealers. If you look at it as going, it's about time, I'm going to go stick it to that dealer. I say, don't do that. The problem is that good dealers are going to, it's not a problem. This is the decision that you need to make. Good dealers will continue doing the right thing. They will. Bad dealers are going to rev up and amplify the bad things they do to destroy people's lives, financially and otherwise. Bad dealers are going to lie to you. They're going to tell you things that you have to have that when you don't have to have them. They're going to dangle. It's like putting alcohol in front of an alcoholic and you can't say no to it. Dealers are really good at that. Bad dealers are. Here's the good news out of all this. I think that the good dealers, the great dealers, dealers like I work with, that I do consultant work for, are they're hurting. Trust me, everybody is dealing with less sales this year. But in a sense, they're going, that's okay. We will get through this. You know why? We will give what the big boys will not give. We're going to give customer service. We're going to show people old-fashioned customer service and take care of them. We need to keep the doors open. We need to pay our technicians and the overhead and taxes and all payroll, all that kind of stuff. But we're going to give a low price, as low as we can, and take care of our customers. And the good dealers out there are going to do it. The good dealers have no other choice because they won't go down the path of screwing people. I encourage you, if you're like me, drop a comment down below. Let me know if you think that, is your sniffer working better today? And it's not just in the RV industry. I sniff it with the TV news. I do everything I read on the internet. I'm like, there's a little agenda there. Oh, I watch the TV commercials and go, you've got to be kidding me. Are you getting more and more sensitive? Your eyes may be going bad. Your ears may not be as good as they used to be. Well, your ears will be good, but your hearing may not be what it once was. But how about your sniffer? Your sniffer for the, as I say, the steaming, wafting stench of BS. And it seems to be coming from everywhere. So the RV industry is in good shape. It is. I think that the dealers are buried right now. They're concerned. They're not going to be able to give away their product. They're not going to do that. But the good ones are going to give you more service, better quality service, more attention than you probably have had in a long, long time. So as I said, drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think when I read these stories. If you think that there's, the consultants are going to always say something's good, right? Hang in there. It's kind of like if the Titanic hits the iceberg and they go, you know what? We got some really good shrimp cocktail going on over there. It's a distraction. We hit an iceberg. It's not going to be a soft landing. Are we going to survive? Yes, we will make it through. Find the good dealers. They do exist. Look for reviews. Talk with them. Your gut. Listen to your gut. The purpose of Wingman Wisdom here is to hopefully encourage you to think. Use your brain. Use your gut. As I mentioned, your gut is a powerful thing. God gave us that gut, that sixth sense, that ability to go, oh, there's danger there. I need to pay attention to this. Emotion is not the same as using your gut. Emotion is, I want that RV. I want to buy that couch or that TV set. That's emotion. That's not your gut. That's just listening to your childish desire. I say, listen to your gut. Use logic. Use common sense. It's not difficult. I promise you, if you put those all together, you will be able to sort out the crooked, sleazy RV dealers pretty quickly. You really will. But you know what? As I said, it's not just with RV dealers. It's everywhere we turn. Somebody somewhere has an agenda, and most of the time it is to extract money from you and from me. I want Wingman Wisdom to be a place where you can come and we can talk about RVs, but we can talk about bigger things like life. We can be honest. And honestly, my eyesight's not very good, and I don't hear like I used to, but I can smell like a bird dog. And I bet you can too. Let me know what you thought of this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman. Be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home. I'll see you next time.